My name is David Mendez. I'm an outreach director for Educators for Excellence. It's a teacher-led nonprofit here in Boston. Good afternoon, President Campbell and honorable city councilors. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with you today. As a former educator, I'm here today to share the impact that the lack of teacher diversity has on both students and teachers. When I was a classroom teacher, I often felt isolated. Not only was I the only male teacher of color in my building, I was also the only person who spoke another language other than English, despite 90% of the school's student population being Hispanic. I was often tasked with duties that pulled me away from my own classroom and handed responsibilities that my white colleagues did not have, such as serving as a translator, a go-to disciplinarian, and diversity expert. I was often interrupted during my lessons to translate for disciplinary meetings or translate documents for parents. Very rarely did these extra jobs involve my own students, and as a result, they suffered from the compromised learning time. Furthermore, my colleagues would often send their students to my classroom when their students acted up because I could relate to them. Often finding out that many of the disciplinary issues were not behavioral but rooted in the cultural misunderstandings. I would then have to take time during my planning periods to talk to my colleagues about the incidents and hope they understood their cultural biases without creating a hostile relationship with them. Not only did this take up planning time that I could have been using for students, I was also put in an exhausting position to have to teach my colleagues about their own biases. These additional expectations and roles are a tax that teachers of color often pay, contributing to higher rates of attrition among teachers of color. A study by the University of Pennsylvania found that the turnover rate for teachers of color was 24% higher than it was for white teachers. What are we telling our black and brown students when they go through our education system only having maybe one teacher of color? What message does it send when our high school graduates receive their diplomas from all white school leaders? My students looked up to me because they saw themselves in me, and our shared experiences, skin color, and cultural background. I was proof that they would one day be successful.
Mr. Mendez, if you could...
I'm not alone in my experiences.
Thank you.
Yep. Over the past month, Educators for Excellence visited 23 BPS schools to celebrate Teacher Appreciation Month and to hear from educators about their policy concerns. At 12 schools, teachers highlighted staff diversity as an issue that should be addressed through policy change. This came as to no surprise. As a district, we face a huge diversity gap between our students and educators. Currently, 86% of students in BPS are students of color, whereas only 39% of teachers identify as people of color. 45% of students speak a home language other than English. When we lack in staff diversity, we also lack the language diversity necessary to support students and families.
Mr. Mendez, do you have written testimony that you could submit to us?
Yes, I do. Would you just allow me to give a testimony from one of our teachers?
Is that person here? I have next.
That person is watching right now.
So maybe you can submit the testimony, sir.
Right, and I have Orvin Mendez next. Are you here? Okay, great.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. I appreciate you.